Good morning, everyone. My name is Heidi Thorne of Thorne Communications, and we're going to talk about Twitter today. What's going to be a little bit different about my presentation is that we're going to be doing it with live feed here. Luckily, we have Wi-Fi here at IIT, which is one of the benefits of course, having your event here as well. So I'm going to start it out with a question. How many of you are on Twitter? Just about everybody? Just about everybody? No. Oh, not. How many are not on Twitter? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, we have quite a few. And I only ask that because there's a level of experience that you have to have for working with Twitter to make it a little productive. But we're going to try and get you over that. And how many of you that are on Twitter, are you tweeting like maybe 10 to 20 times a day? Raise your hand. How about once a day? Once a day? Once a week? Once a month? The first tweet, hello world, I'm on Twitter. That's pretty typical of a lot of groups that I talk to. Simply because Twitter is a little bit different animal than Facebook, and it's a little bit different than blogging and different than websites, because you have only 140 characters. It doesn't give you a lot of space to tell your story. When you're on Facebook, you can have a post that goes maybe, for 3 paragraphs or more, and it's easy. And it's very difficult to write tight, to write in 140 characters. So people are very, very put off by Twitter at the onset. But once you get into the habit of Twitter, it becomes very, very addictive. I am tweeting on average 10, 20, sometimes a lot more a day. And it's that short little post. It's like Nicole was talking about. It's the point. It's the headline. It's the little burst of information that's coming out there. You just follow those people that you find interesting. And how do you find good people to follow? You can look at a couple directories. There's a Twello, Twello, Twello.com is a Twitter directory where you can find people to follow. But the way I follow people is I do a search in the right-hand column, and I notice the situation or the location is going to change in looking in searches for people who are mentioning things that I am interested in. It could be trade shows, it could be events, because I do a lot of work in those industries. It could be on the green community. I want to see what's going on in the eco-friendly world. That's how I've found a lot of people. And then once I start following those people, I'll see that they do something very, very important. It's called replying or retweeting. Now, in the middle column here, or two of the middle columns, you have mentions. Now, it's important to watch people who are mentioning you. Either they're retweeting your information or they're replying to you. You want to know who's mentioning. This is part of your brand monitoring. Who's mentioning your Twitter handle on Twitter? So mentions are a really, really good thing to follow, and you should be following that regularly because that is where you engage people. You can engage them in conversation. You can say, well, thanks for connecting with me. They may be asking you a question. They may say, like for example me, they might say, at Heidi Thorne, can you give me more information on XYZ event? And then I can reply back. And the reason that I say, seeing all these 4 columns here, this is like your command center for Twitter. You can see who's mentioning you. You can see what's going on in your home feed. You can see everybody who's posting something. You can see the direct messages that are coming to you privately, and you can see your own personal feed. You can see it all in one place. And I think that's why Twitter is going with their new interface, because you have much more showing on the page. And because a lot of people were getting very, very frustrated, and that's why we have tools like Hootsuite and TweetDeck, because it was just so bare bones on Twitter that they needed to have something a little more expansive. Now, I'm in the trade shows and events industry, and the columns that I have on that page It's a group called Event Profs, which is people who are just involved in trade shows and events. And you'll see a pound sign in front of that. That's called a hashtag. A hashtag is basically like a keyword, and people follow that. You'll see a lot of posts on Twitter that have a hashtag and then a word after that. All people that are interested in a certain subject will put the hashtag and that keyword so that other people who are looking for that can find it. They're looking for people that are related to them. For example, I had been in the trade show and hospitality industry for about a decade. And then I went to teaching and then went to advertising for many, many years, another decade. So I wanted to get back into the trade show arena. I really, really did. So I started talking about trade shows and started maybe posting an article or two here and there. And people started following me. You know, I started finding people because I was talking about the things that they wanted to talk about. And I have engaged with these communities. I've gained such a large network through Twitter, and I am, unlike a lot of people, I have actually gained business through Twitter. And a lot of people don't. But it does require an investment of your time. It requires an investment of your effort and thought. But it is worth it in the end. But go slow, a little bit at a time, and you'll find it's very addictive after a while. Question? Yes?
Where do you find hashtags?
Where do you find hashtags? There's a site called What the Hashtag, and it's called, and it's so appropriate. And here it's WTHASHTAG.com.
Wait, again?
WT, and then the word hashtag.
Oh, hashtag.
.com. And you can search for stuff. You can see what's being said about different hashtags. You can create your own hashtag if you want. And some people get very creative. Absolutely. The platforms you're going to choose must be appropriate for you personally and appropriate for your company.
Right.
You know, I have people that I meet in chambers and whatnot, and they've got social media people telling them they need to be on everything. You know what? You don't. Start with one. The theory is start with one that works for you and then branch out as you feel more comfortable. As a recruiting tool. There are a number of people in the area that do use it as a recruiting tool. They can say, if it's for your own company, some people who are recruiters use it as well. Job posting, I know there's one of the publications, I think out near Rockford, that says, new job posting for, production manager. And then they include a link to the information about it and where to apply.
So how do you get people to know that you are tweeting
about
jobs?
that?
Yeah.
Tweeting about jobs?
Hashtag
I would
jobs.
hashtags. Hashtags. I would. You can say jobs or careers. I think those are two that I've seen pretty frequently. Jobs or careers. You can also put recruiting. I would put the type of job it is. Use that as a hashtag as well. Let's say it's in manufacturing, hashtag manufacturing, so that people would know that it may be what field it's in. Because then people start seeing it and they're like, oh, I might know somebody, and then they might retweet it. They might forward it to all of their followers, who might forward it to all of their followers. So yes, that is a way. Just go to hootsuite.com or tweetdeck.com, and it will pull that from Twitter. So you got to get your account set up on Twitter first, and then you go to one of the client applications, and it will automatically pull it in for you.
So from there on, do you log into Hootsuite?
Yep.
Thank you.
You don't even have to go back to the Twitter homepage.
Like Heidi said, it's your command center then.
Right, it becomes your dashboard.
You changed your dashboard.
And you can customize it as you wish. I'm going to move on. I know we've got a lot more to cover here. So